I was raised in Washington State near the Idaho border, and I kind of denied my Western roots for quite a while, but lately I've been thinking that maybe I should just accept that God made me a hick from the sticks, and so I put together a booklet called Ride 'em High, Cowboy Poems, and this is one from that final group here. The Drifter. Like a wild horse in a snowstorm, cold and alone, like a cloud on a mountain without a home, without father or mother, lover or friend, now you hear someone calling on the night wind. You stop in the dark woods, straining your mind, mysteries unfolding in rhythms and rhymes. Because your possessions are all broken dreams, because you're a drifter, you know what it means. It's the song of a home, a place where you're loved, not just four walls and a roof up above, but a place where the wandering cowpoke is freed from the shackles of vague wanderlust and untamed greed. Now you rest 'neath some pine trees and long for the dawn, and the song brings you courage and hope to go on. Indian Summer. Sundogs with rainbow bodies watch children in their war games, while love weaves strands of Indian summer through the trees. The cowboy poet riding golden cloud steeds is singing songs of peace. The children look up, drop their guns, while the oak trees drop their webby leaves. There is hope for rhyme and reason, though the world has spun itself into a nuclear tizzy because of one lone cowboy poet singing songs of peace. There is hope for another season. This last one is called the Song of Vietnam. My daddy was a preacher. I was born in 42. He taught me to love Jesus and the old red, white, and blue. Mother called me Thomas. My friends all called me Tom. When I was 24, I was sent to Vietnam. I know my sins were many, and I acted like a fool. Drugs and cards and prostitutes made me the devil's tool. I killed some men. We called them gooks. I think they meant no harm. They were boys just like the rest of us who grew up on some farm. They pinned 2 medals on my chest. They said I was a man, but I'd give them back their medals if only I could walk again. Betty stuck beside me for a year, or was it 2? I can't blame her for leaving, but her leaving left me blue. I drifted south and drank the cup of sorrow to the dregs. A country you will die for doesn't want you without legs. I rolled to the VA hospital yesterday. I had to wait 6 hours just to hear the doctor say, "They're cutting back your benefits while the senators get a raise. They gotta dress like diplomats." That's how it goes these days. Now the bottle is my only friend. I quit the harder stuff, but even after 20 years my dreams are just too rough. Soldiers marching in my sleep, red, yellow, black, and white. The ghosts of Vietnam attack me every night. Their eyes burn like napalm, their voices sting like rain, condemned to march forever across the Delta Plain. Fear is their captain, his eyes grip me like pain. Satan is their general, and he's calling out my name. They pinned 2 medals on my chest. They said I was a man, but I'd give them back those medals if only I could walk again. They're cutting back our benefits. They say the money's gone. This will be my last song, the Song of Vietnam. I've been pretty disappointed with most of the poetry of the late 20th century, and this one's called The Small Light, and it's kind of my reaction against the wasteland of 20th century poetry. It's the scene. A vast, timeless wasteland of dunes, red skies, staccato winds, dried riverbeds, broken cisterns, decaying gardens, infested with cabbage bees and wilting celery stalks. Enter the actors, proud messengers, the rat-a-tat-tat and whine of words, the droning sound of self-absorbed Narcissian poets, time lizards, time dragons, time thieves, retching out the acidic venom of their hollow souls, night creatures tossed to and fro on their sweat-soaked beds. They walk the red dunes, casting their words like sand into the wind, and howling madly as it slaps the sand back into their faces. The villain, the prince of rats, king of cockroaches, the one of 1,000 words that wriggle like a centipede's legs, the word maker, the slogan slinger, the jingle cranker, the propagandist. Lo, in the crimson twilight he cometh, orator, druid, tunesmith, Nashvillian poet, villain, channel of familiar spirits, moongawker, star poacher, seasoned shaman, subtly possessed by muse-sweet demons, word whisperers, distortion planters, truth twisters, agents of the Most High Druid, master manipulator of sand and space, true father, son, brother of the merchants of death. Then there are the spectators. On a lofty mountain plain, the plain of Abraham, they sift out the babble of voices in the arena below, never guessing that the arena is their own endangered soul, nor that the voices are spirits moving the spectators like wooden marionettes, drawing the spectators even closer to their strings, invisible as the spiders and more deadly. The sonorous buzzing and clicking, the breathly glottal stops, the popping, oozing flow of words, like an incessant can opener, prying, tearing, inch by inch, word by word, opening their dying souls to inject one more lock of verbal hemlock to their crippled, withered inner eyes. As the poison strikes the retina, shades of darkness flash upon the cracked mirrors of their minds, causing vague winged shapes to flicker across the scarlet dunes within their heads, billowing them with grand expectations which soon drive them like mad moths careening to the fiery light of candled death. A light so large and deceitful as to make them believe they are entering green valleys with clear effervescent pools of crystal water, while even the stones appear to be bread, and the lizards look more like horses, the rats look like squirrels, even the roaches look like sleek New York limos. Even the brackish messengers become in this light like young Apollos. Is this Goethe or William Blake? The Rouge Dunes now look like deep Jordans in which the spectators are told to swim to the sun, for you made the moon. Lift ye dervishes into the sky. Join the sacred circle dance with your brothers and sisters of the never-ending Blue Lodge of Sirius. Enter the protagonists, the outcast, the fallen poet, the homeless, alienated, wounded one, dressed in burlap, scarred and seared by age and abuse, the companion of failure and rejection, the footsore, word-poor fool of peace, fool for justice, fool for Jesus. He opens his folder and begins burning his poems one by one, and in that light the play begins. Scene 2. The ashes have cooled, and he heaps them upon his head and weeps for his sins and the sins of the world. He weeps for the spectators, for gamblers and gangsters, dope fiends, alcoholics, yuppies, false preachers of prosperity, preachers of racism. He weeps for politicians, bankers, capitalists, communists, dictators, anarchists, terrorists. He weeps for yogis, imams, spiritists, medicine men. He weeps for Jim and Tammy. He weeps for generals and privates, pimps and strippers. But most of all he weeps for the poets, speaking bold, blasphemous, diabolical drivel, in great swelling tones of self-made wisdom, ancient foolishness, so old it sounds new, so backwards it sounds straight, so wicked it sounds pure, and so wrong it sounds right. Then he gathers his tears into a bottle labeled Yeshua HaMashiach, and goes forth through the sagging twilight, across the vermilion dunes to offer his tears as drink to dragons, cheese to rats, bread to roaches, and wings to the burned and fallen moths. He bandages to the wounded spectators who have caught a glimpse across the battlefield of the small light.